The memory always begins with water. Not calm water, not the gentle breathing of a sleeping sea, but water in rage, black, convulsing, alive with intent. A harbor twisted into a mouth that swallowed light. Rain fell like thrown gravel, striking skin with purpose. Wind screamed through ropes and rusted chains, turning metal into instruments of warning. And standing at the edge of that memory was a boy, small and rigid, his hands clenched so tight they trembled, watching the world fracture into noise and motion. That boy was Liam. He was 9 years old when the storm came for his father. The lighthouse that night was not a symbol of safety. It was a tower of shadow, its beam cutting weak arcs through rain so thick it looked solid. Liam stood beneath an oilskin awning, his shoes filling with water, his chest aching with a dread he could not name. He watched his father move along the pier, a silhouette against chaos, coat snapping in the wind, one hand gripping a lantern that swung wildly, throwing fractured light across soaked planks. The man was a cartographer by trade. He believed that maps were not records of places, but confessions of the people who dared to walk them. That night, the sea did not care what he believed. A wave rose where no wave should have been, a wall of moving darkness. The lantern shattered, wood splintered, and then there was only water. Liam remembered the cold, the kind of cold that claws inward, seeking bone. He remembered the lighthouse beam passing over the water again and again, searching for something already gone. By morning, the sea lay still, pretending innocence. No body was found, only absence remained. And absence, Liam learned, could weigh more than stone. 17 years later, in 2026, maps no longer smelled of ink and dust. They glowed, they spoke in coordinates and probabilities. Exploration had become an algorithm. And yet, in a narrow apartment overlooking a forgotten canal, Liam lived surrounded by paper. Old maps covered the walls from floor to ceiling. The room smelled of age, of dried glue, leather bindings, and a faint trace of salt carried in by memory. Outside, the city pulsed with digital life. Drones hummed like mechanical insects. Inside, Liam moved slowly. His days followed a quiet ritual, surrounded by his father's tools, compasses with dulled points, and notebooks filled with handwriting that always seemed to lean into the future. The loneliness of it pressed in on him daily. Conversations were transactional, empty of weight. He existed on the periphery of a world that had no patience for stillness. At night, he sat alone, tracing old routes with his finger, imagining footsteps where none remained. The past was the only place that felt inhabited. The globe had always been there, standing in the corner of the apartment. Liam had spun it countless times, but tonight, as thunder rolled distantly, the globe made a sound it had never made before. It clicked. A hidden seam appeared. With careful pressure, the globe split open. Inside, nestled in darkness, lay a single rolled map bound by a ribbon of crimson wax. The smell hit him first, ancient paper, dried ink, and something sharp, like stone exposed to rain for centuries. His hands shook as he broke the seal. As he unfurled the parchment, the air thickened. Lines appeared on the map, fine at first, then sharper, glowing as if drawn in phosphorescent ink. Coastlines moved, mountains rose and sank, and then the map whispered. It whispered of distance and depth, of doors hidden in plain sight. The glow intensified, bringing the old maps on the walls to strange, flickering life. And beneath it all, a warning: the sentinels were awake. The first sign of pursuit came as a pressure at the base of his skull. The apartment no longer felt like a refuge. Liam extinguished the lights. Through the curtain, he saw figures on the street below, tall, still, their outlines wrong. Sentinels. They oriented themselves with precision, as if responding to a signal only they could hear. Fear surged through him. The map pulsed in his hands, its glow syncing with his heartbeat. Another whisper unfurled, urgent now. The lighthouse was never just a lighthouse. There was no time. Liam gathered his father's compass and the map. Behind him, something shattered glass. The sentinels had found his absence unacceptable. He ran through the industrial decay of the city, guided by instinct sharpened into clarity by fear. The lighthouse loomed ahead, old, abandoned, and ignored by a world that no longer needed guiding lights. Liam circled its base, the map burning against his chest. He brushed away debris to find a hidden hatch. The iron ring was slick with rain. He pulled, and darkness yawned open beneath him. Footsteps approached, not hurried, but certain. Above him lay a life of isolation. Below lay the possibility that his father had not vanished into nothing. The map flared, its glow wrapping around him like a promise. With rain soaking his clothes and fear pounding in his veins, Liam descended into the tunnel. The hatch slammed shut, darkness swallowed the sound, and somewhere deep beneath the earth, the adventure's heart began to beat.